Yo, what up guys, it's Flark and welcome to my first non-DK guide of the new expansion. It's fistweaving. Of course it is, right? The melee of healers, incredible. I did make my pre-patch guides and my starter guides, but those don't really count. This is going to be the real deal, how to get rating now in the expansion and all the tools to do that, talents, itemization, gearing, builds, everything to get rating now. This will work for you, right? So I wasn't really going to do this, but a lot of people were asking to bring back the discussion style guides for other classes, and I'm touched, honestly. That's cool that you guys still care about what I have to say about, other stuff. So I'll do that, but I won't do it until I get some rating that I believe people are after, right? And 2,700, definitely not where we're stopping. I got 5-1, 5-1 in my last two lobbies, but 2,700, that gets you the title. The legend title, right? The 2,400 to achieve, the 2,700 achievement. So I think some people could be after that. And healer queues are really fast. So you guys could do this. When I show you the sauce to make this happen, I swear any of you guys could do this. It's just punching and kicking and then kicking and punching in that order. I mean, it's incredible. So I think I got, the fundamentals down here. I'll keep pushing my fistweaver and soon you guys will be too. And I just want to share that with all you guys. Courtesy, by the way, of Cockweaver, one of my friends, feed god, who plays this spec, and he gave me a great build. And I was able to get some finesse with it, change a few things, get some intimate knowledge of a few things, and now I think I'll be able to pass it on to you guys. So, okay, no more blah blah, right? Let's get right into it. We always start off with itemization, gearing. And that is very doable. As MISTWEAVER, you want two stats. Versatility, haste. As fistweaver, I should say. I should always clarify that. As fistweaver. This is a guide entirely focused around fist weaving. That is the title, that is the description, that is what I'm giving you. I don't know how to play regular monk. Don't bother with that. We're punch monk here, okay? Haste, versatility. That's it. That's literally it. You want to see something? Look at this. How much mastery I have? 196. And it's only from one tier piece. That we'll get to in a second. But here's how you do that, okay? Get as much verse and much haste as possible. Verse comes from every PvP gear. That's easy. Then haste. Insignia. That has haste on it. Haste ring. Haste legs. Haste. Haste weapon. Haste bracers. Haste chest. Haste necklace. Okay, right? So you get all the haste by just buying the PvP gear with haste on it. That's so easy. Now you're going to have a couple crit pieces. Crit's not terrible. Crit's not terrible. You see, I have some crit, no mastery. Mastery is terrible. Crit makes your punches crit. And when they crit, they do more damage. And when they do more damage, they actually heal more. Crit's not terrible. Haste is way better. You can see 3,100 haste, 900 crit. I practice what I preach here, okay? But yeah, so you're going to have some crit pieces from the other ring. From the boots that make you in less CC, right? Okay. So there's the haste and crit stuff. And you get the haste PvP pieces, you get the crit pieces that you have to, and you get the insignia for more haste. That's awesome. But then there's some more things that are, and you probably saw them already. If I hover over a piece with a socket in it, what is that? Stam and haste? Yeah, well, the haste is obvious, but the stamina, you're going to be in the fray. You're going to be punching people as a healer, which means your team is going to frequently get triple cleaved. You're going to be up in there. You're going to have to cocoon a lot. Cocoon, maximum health, very good there. You're going to be in there doing damage and taking damage, which is why the verse is so good, because it decreases damage taken, makes you do more damage, makes you heal more. But then the stamina is good because it gives you a bigger cushion that allows you to stay in longer, and it gives you a lot of stamina per gem. It's 102, 102, 102. That adds up. That adds up a lot, especially with this new trinket bonus that they've buffed to give you a lot more stamina. You can see I have 300k out of arena. Watch me just punch this PvP training dummy. And now I'm up 412. That's almost like DK stuff. Like, that's crazy, right? So 412k health. Very, very, very good for staying in the fray. So you use Stam Haste gems. You could also use Stam Verse, but I like the extra haste. Why, again, is haste so good? Because it reduces the global cooldown. It reduces the cooldown of your abilities, so you're going to be punching more, which means you're going to be healing more. The idea is that mastery does nothing. You're not even really accessing it at all. Crit makes you do more damage, but haste makes you do more reliable damage. Your healing, as we'll go over soon, is going to be kind of RNG, right? And that means you need as many globals, as many hits as you possibly can to fish for the heal that tops your team. You need to be in there. You need to be urgent and motivated to stay aggressive and stay your team topped, because once you fall behind, you're kind of praying for the casino to work out in your favor. And we're going to talk about all this when I get to the build. But just while we're on stats here, effectively, it adds consistency to your damage and your healing output, which is how you're turning the tides of the game. That's why fist weaving is so good, because you're applying pressure to the kill target and snowballing into a win condition while keeping your team topped and aggressive so they can do the same thing. And it just snowballs players out of control. I mean, again, I'm like 2,900 MMR and a healer. There's no way that would be possible unless we had something this zug, and we do. Okay, so there you go. Haste, verse, every single piece. Crit on the pieces, you can't get that. Sockets are going to be the stam haste sockets, and you grab an insignia. The enchants, I use the wafting devotion, right? This gives you haste and speed. Speed is actually really good because you can stay on the target better. You get the haste enchants, you get the speed enchants on your cloak and bracers. Great. Okay, another thing I said I was going to talk about, I'm using the tier set. This is not required, but I saw something about the helmet that was really cool. It has 500 haste on it. Right now you have to get a little bit of mastery, which is not the end of the world because it still does something. It's just a little bit of supplementary healing, and you'll find that supplementary healing is really nice to just keep people sustained while you're fishing for that big punch heal. But the 500 haste is what's really cool about this. I mean, that's just amazing. It is so much haste from the tier helm. And since I got that, I figured I might as well just get the 2 set, because you actually have Enveloping Mist in your build from the talents that we're going to go over. And while this is very, very, very low value, so don't get me wrong here, this is very low value, the stats on the 2 pieces that I got, I like. I like the haste, the 500 haste you get from this. And then this one also has haste on it. And then the crit versus the verse, I'm actually in the DR'd verse range already. That's how much verse we have in a PvP environment. So adding just a little bit of crit here, again, a spiky rising sun kick critting for like 70k is really exciting. It'll top somebody and kill somebody at the same time. So those are all my decisions. But you can see the end result is very clear. My verse is catastrophically high. My haste is catastrophically high. I have a little bit of crit from those choices that help me just maybe finish somebody off with a crit rising sun kick, and I have no mastery. So you don't have to worry about those individual choices, but you can take a look at the individual gear that I got in it. That's what the choices that I made. But yeah, you can go to the armory too to just copy and paste effectively. But the stam gems, very important. And everything else I talked about, pretty easy to understand. Okay, there you go. So that's all of gearing in a nutshell. Sorry, I went on a little long with that, but that's effectively your entire character. This matters, especially the stam gems. I cannot stress that enough. Once you build this, you're going to feel so much better about it. Other stats, like if you have a bunch of mastery and then a bunch of crit and then like not that much haste, you're going to feel terrible. You're not going to be able to heal with this. You're not going to. You're not going to be able to stay in. You're not going to be able to heal your teammates. Once you build this, you're going to feel the difference. But that's obviously not really even mostly what you're here for. You got to get the talent build. And I got a good one for you, okay? The import is going to be in the description below. I call this no RNG, question mark, because this is the fist weaving build. That not only do you get the magic of fist weaving, where you punch and heal people, but you add on some soothings and enveloping mists and a talent with that interacts with enveloping mist that has enough supplementary healing that when your punches are not healing the right person, they stay sustained long enough for you to get that RNG heal, spike them back up to full, and get those envelopings back on them and stay healthy. And this is how it happens. Okay, so as we know, all classes get the first, I mean, these are just core abilities, right? Essence Font, that procs your Ancient Teachings. Renewing Mist, that's a core ability. As Thunder Focus T, a core cooldown. Life Cocoon, a core cooldown, right? So you never have to talk about those up there. Let's go down real quick to Ancient Teachings, because this is Punch Monk. This is the talent that makes you Fistweaver. It says, after casting Essence Font or Feline Stomp, and that's why you go down there on the left side, obviously, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, and Tiger Palm, all heal based on the damage dealt. So there's that point of doing more damage heals more. So when you get those spike damage hits, you get a spike heal. But it's uninjured ally for 150% of the damage done. That's a huge heal, especially with all your other healing modifiers that we'll look at in a second. But uninjured ally, and even somebody who's 99.9999996% health, it will still heal them. It's not smart healing. It doesn't heal the lowest injured ally. It heals uninjured ally. So what that means is many times you might heal somebody for 180k who's only lost 1,000 health instead of the guy who's at 10,000 health and needs that 180k heal. So because of this, there's a weakness. But if you can supplement the weakness, you get all the strengths of it and you're okay. And the strengths of it, again, are you're doing 2 million damage a game, which the other healer has to deal with while being in there, keeping your team aggro, getting triple sweeps, and getting big burst heals that are all instant cast. You can't even be kicked. If you're kicked, it doesn't matter because you'll just kick them with your legs, right? So there you go. That's the core of the build and the core weakness. So how do we supplement that? Well, first, you go down this line and you get a CC, Song of GG, and you get Healing Elixir. This is a great button that will just top you in a moment's notice. Since you're going to be in there all the time, you need to utilize your Healing Elixirs properly. And then you get Rapid Diffusion. Rising Sun Kick, right? More things that happen from you punching and kicking. And Enveloping Mist, which is cool because then it has like a cyclical feature. Apply Renewing Mist for 6 seconds to an ally within 40 yards. Great, Flark, that's awesome. You're so cool. You can heal people with Renewing Mist or Renewing Mist now. That's going to do like nothing. Except when you go all the way down, we're going to skip a few things to get right down. Rising Mist. Sorry, Misty Peaks first. Renewing Mists heal over time effect. Has a 10% chance to proc Enveloping Mist for 2 seconds, and then Rising Mist, Rising Sun Kick heals all allies with your Renewing Mist, Enveloping Mist, or blah, 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 and extends those effects. Okay, so what's the mechanic? You kick somebody, it applies Renewing Mist to them. The Renewing Mist procs an Enveloping Mist, and then the kick extends the Enveloping Mist, and then the Enveloping Mist procs a Renewing Mist, and then the Renewing Mist procs an Enveloping Mist, and then it extends, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay, there you go. Now you see, there's the cycle. So from just kicking, right? The whole thing just started from kicking, and then it loops in motion, right? You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to sit there and channel and cast and, oh, I gotta juke both kicks, hold on. No, just from kicking, you get a heal, the proxy 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 heal, and you just keep kicking, and it just has all that supplementary healing. All the healing from renewing, all the healing from enveloping, and then all the healing from overflowing. Your Enveloping Mist heal the target 2% of their maximum health each time they take damage, right? Fantastic. Okay, so now you have all your supplementary healing, but you can even get more, and you get it from 1 minute Invoke Chi G. So you get this cooldown. It heals people. It can stack fast cast enveloping, so you can even have instant cast envelopings. It even makes you so you can't be slowed, which is fantastic while you're trying to chase them and punch them. What a great cooldown for Punch Monk. But then, how is it 1 minute? Right down here, Gift of the Celestials. This talent right here reduces the cooldown by 2 minutes, decreases its duration, but the duration doesn't matter. You need that accessibility because once you press it, you get a ton of supplementary healing, you get some instant cast developings, you get the movement impairing reduction, and you can just keep doing that every minute, which perfectly combines with, by the way, your Life Cocoon increases healing done, and then it also has a reduced cooldown, but a reduced absorb amount. But when you combine that with Chrysalis, now you have 1 minute Invoke Chi Ji. You have this cycle of sustained healing. You have your punches themselves, and then you have less than a minute Life Cocoon, and it doesn't even matter that the absorb amount is reduced because it applies, where is that one? It applies the HOTS to your target, it increases healing done from them, and then it gives you a burst of mist that also heals. So you have the Chi Ji on in 1 minute. You have all of those effects that comes with Life Cocoon. So you have Life Cocoon, the hot application, and the burst of healing, and then also the fact that they take more healing during that window. And then you have the supplementary healing cycle, and then you have your Punch Monk. So you have all of these things working in conjunction to give you a healing profile that feels like a full Mistweaver toolkit, but all you're doing, pressing cooldowns and punching people. That's it. Everything I just explained here, it's like, dude, that's so complicated. What I thought you thought, how are you doing this? You suck at healing. How are you even doing this? Nope. It's the easiest thing in the world because all of the things that I just said just relate to kicking someone. You just kick them with Rising Sun Kick. That's what you do. You press cooldowns. Look, this is already almost up. You press cooldown. Look, this one's already almost up. You press cooldowns on people who are low. You press cooldowns when you set up the fight, and you kick people. It applies all your healing to everybody. I told you it's going to be easy if somebody like me can do it who does not heal. The last choice you have here that I'm going to talk about, of course, is Revival versus Restoral, and they're both very good. I've gotten a lot of use out of both of these. With Peaceweaver, Revival makes them immune to, or removes all magical effects, makes them immune. With Restoral, you can cast it in stuns, and it still gets the cooldown reduction. As you can see, what does it say? 1.5 minutes. You still get the cooldown reduction from Peaceweaver, but it doesn't have the magical aspect, right? But that's really crazy because now you can cast it while stunned. So if you're in a kidney or a leg sweep, you can wait it out a little bit, then 3 seconds into it or 2 seconds into it, you can pop that Restoral, get everybody back topped, and get ready to go. This also does an enormous amount of healing by itself because you can see healing increased by 100% when not in a raid, excuse me. So that's just an enormous amount of healing. And with all the healing modifiers that we talked about, you even have a healing modifier on Enveloping Mist that is buffed by Mist Wrap, which you do run, of course, and the healing bonus. That means the healing received from your other spells increased by 40%. We know that you're going to have Enveloping on them all the time from the cycle that I talked about. So 40%, then you've got the 100% from being not in a raid because you're in arena. That's the whole point. And then you get a huge heal there. Whew. So you have 3 massive cooldowns. Chi-Ji, Life Cocoon, Revival or Restoral. You have your punches. Let's just take a look at the Phalanx section. All this does is gives you so much additional healing and pressure to the Punch Monk system. How do you do that? First, Phalanx Stomp activates Ancient Teachings. We already read that, but just to... Then, it does some decent damage. Not really much, but it adds a little bit of damage. But then, it gives you some effects. 1, AoE Blackout Kick. That is amazing because it cleaves both people and pets, and when you cleave pets, all of the hits have a chance to heal somebody who is weakened. So when you put down your Phalanx Stomp and then you press a Blackout Kick, you hit everybody, right? And if you hit everybody, you're doing damage to everybody, which allows you to cleave and kill pets or cleave and kill players, and you're healing everybody. Incredible. Then when you Blackout Kick, you can reset the Phalanx, or your Rising Sun Kick, which allows you to kick again and do more damage and healing, or put down a new Phalanx so you can get it on because you want to be in it. You want to be standing on them. You want to put the Phalanx on them so when it resets, you can reposition it. That's amazing. Okay. Now you get a value on that, and also because it procs it more often, but then you also get the Tiger Palm extra strike, which is great because what you do is you hit with Tiger Palm and it makes your next Blackout Kick hit more times from a talent right here. Look at this. Teaching the Monastery. Tiger Palm causes your next Blackout Kick to strike an additional time, stacking up to 3. So you press Tiger Palm, gets another hit from Awakened Phalanx, and then it gives you more Blackout Kicks, which cleave from Ancient Concordance. Holy cow, dude. Oh my goodness. The final choice that I made, because you have 1 extra talent effectively that you can play around with anything. Some people go 1 in Secret Infusion, but I really like Tea of Plenty, because if you see, when I activate my Phalanx, I have macroed into it. I have macroed into it Thunder Focus Tea, because they have a very similar timing that I'm going to be using that, and I'm not used to having this many abilities. You know, I play Frost DK, bro, so nice little macro there to help me remember to press on cooldown. And what that can do is when it activates, you can see this is glowing. Why is that glowing? Because it reduces the cooldown of your Rising Sun Kick, next one, by 9 seconds. So you can kick and then immediately kick again, which is massive burst damage and also massive burst healing. And now you can see how every single talent in this tree works together to give you unfathomable damage, sustained healing, burst healing, powerful cooldowns, powerful absorb, CC immunity. Incredible. Wow. Okay. Left side. actually going to be a little quicker. This is just the generic monk stuff. None of the capstones are useful, as you can see, and I'm certain about this because every Mistweaver that I've looked at that plays Fistweaver has never chosen any of these. But there are some things leading up to them that are extremely useful. I'm just going to go down this line real quick. Chi Wave, not a great ability. Not a great ability. It can help you get combat, but other than that, it does not do much. But you need it to go down the left side here. You can see there are no other things connecting to it except for Elusive Mist, and this is 2 talent points. And you will never channel Soothing Mist. Well, I shouldn't say never. Almost literally never channel this. So that's 2 talents wasted. Instead, you just get the Chi Wave. But when you do, you go down to Expel Harm Healing, which you have that. And Expel Harm Healing increase there. And it just gives you a little bit of spike heals, which is kind of nice. But then what you really get is Close to Heart. You and allies within 10 yards. Well, that's not a problem because you are in the fray. So now you get 8% more healing, and so do they. Oh, and then you get a big one here. When your healing spells heal an ally whose health is below 35% maximum healing, you gain 20% additional healing. That is monstrous because somebody spikes low, and then you spike them back up with a big kick. And then that big kick just gave you 20% more healing. And the kick also applied the hot cycle that we talked about a million times over here. And then those heals are all doing 20% more healing. So if they're in the slingshotty meta where people go low and then you spike them back up and then they go low and you spike them back up, you could get amazing access to the 20% additional healing from this. And that is a huge modifier. I mean, Avatar is 20% more damage. This says 20% more healing. That's fantastic. Okay. So going down this, I just wanted to talk about that one first because it's like, you don't really use Chi Wave. Why do you want that? It's because that's the fastest and easiest way to get there. Elusive Mist does literally nothing. Okay. Now, of course, you have a bunch of stuff that you get in the beginning, like Rising Sun Kick, Tiger's Lust. These are just important cooldowns. You got your CC from Para. You've got extra damage. These are a bunch of passives now. Extra damage, extra healing. Expel Harm extra. An additional charge of roll, a faster leg sweep. This is fantastic because, like I said, you're in the fray, and the range on this is actually insanely good. I've had some crazy long, connecting 2 people who are not quite close enough to each other, but the extra range gives you the double sweep, and that's amazing because it can CC a healer and a damage at the same time, of course. Rising Sun Kick damage, I don't need to explain to you why that's good. You get your port, you get your ROP. This is a fantastic thing for ROPing domes, ROPing darkness. All that means is you drop down the ROP, and it just covers the spot. So they can't be in the dome or the darkness anymore. You can also knock people into a wall. You can knock people off of Blade's Edge, or you can knock a cast, or you can knock melee off of your caster. Holy cow. This, what a great utility button. Okay. Chi Torpedo. You have a couple charges of this now from the extra charge, and it gives you movement speed, and movement speed is very good for somebody who's chasing people in melee range the entire time. Then you have Super Fort Brew, which is Fort Brew plus the Fort Brew modifier, which is really great. Again, you're going to be in melee. Melee are going to be like, what the hell is this Mistweaver doing here? I want to target this, but you have a very, very powerful cooldown against that armor and dodge chance while you're punching them to heal yourself to fall. Fantastic. Dampen Harm, huge cooldown. Diffuse Magic, huge magical cooldown. These are just no-brainers. You need Touch of Death for finishing power because you're going to be in there. I don't need to say that a 17th time, but apparently I will. And you can finish people off. It's won me so many games, so of course you run Touch of Death. This is what allows it to be used in PvP, by the way. Like, if you don't have this talent, it seems like it's improved Touch Death. What do you mean? I just need the regular touch? No, you can't use Touch of Death unless you have this in PvP. And then finally, should I say it an 18th time? You'll be in melee range, so you should kick people. Having a 4-second lockout as a healer who's standing in melee range, and fantastic. Okay, so this is very, very simple stuff. The other one took 100 years to explain. This one took 5 seconds. You get the passives, you get the major cooldowns, you get this awesome line that goes down here, and you're good. And that's Punch Monk. That's the build. Of course, the description will have an import. So if you want to follow along, you can import it in directly and then play along. I hope that I did a great job explaining the insane synergies. That's why people, I think, want me to make this video, because otherwise I could just copy and paste the build and they could be like, whatever. Yeah, but how does all this work? And now all of this stuff gives you a consistent healing profile, which, as I said, what was the first thing I said in the beginning? I said, you have this amazing tool, but it has a weakness. If you can supplement that weakness, you're going to have the best healer in the game. For an idiot like me who wants to punch people. And lo and behold, all of the synergies supplement that healing. So, Some stuff that I learned. What I do, I literally walk in there. Oh, PvP talent real quick. We talked about Chrysalis. We talked about Peaceweaver. There's one more that I need to talk about. Alpha Tiger. Don't even need to explain it. What does it do? Gives you haste. What is your best stat? Haste. Boom. Gives you 8 seconds every 30 seconds. That is an enormous amount of haste generation. And it's once per target. So you could punch somebody for haste, then tap target after the 8 seconds and punch somebody else, and you get that haste again. Holy cow, this is like 20% haste the entire game. Okay, yeah, don't need to explain why that's good, but I did it anyway. All right, so yeah, speaking of which, you'll drop that Tiger Palm first to give you the haste to go through your setup globals, which is just Chi-Ji, Feline Stomp, and remember I have that macroed in for your Thunder Focus, so I can get a double kick because I'm crazy aggro. And you get your Feline Stomp, you start kicking, and then punch, punch, kick in that order. Not even kidding. Tiger Palm, then it gives you the Teaching the Monastery. It gives you the Super Blackout Kick, which also cleaves, by the way, because your Feline is going to be down. Anytime somebody's in trouble, throw out the bubble. That was bars, didn't even mean to say that. The reason you throw this out is because it's a 55-second cooldown with so many effects. You want to get it out. Don't hold it. The second I stopped holding this, with the 55-second version, I went up 500 points in rating. Just use it. Just use it, save their cooldowns, keep them aggressive. In 55 seconds, it'll be back up. And then a minute, this will be back up. Oh, and you still have Restoral/Revival if you need it. So, pop in, pop the punch, Feline, Tiger Palm, then you can kick. Look at this, I got the thing. Punch, kick, punch. Look at this, 2, 3. Do you see how many kicks I get in a row? That's ridiculous. That's 30k DPS single target. And I'm a healer. I'm a healer, man. So, as you can see, this is a 1-2-3-esque rotation. Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Feline when it resets. You can even use the instant cast Envelopings, but you're actually just 1-2-3 in it. You're playing Frosty K on a healer spec. It's incredible. Of course that's why I'm playing it. You can see, if you are just doing 1-1-2, that's Tiger Palm's Blackout Kick, and then pressing Rising Sun Kick every time you can. You'll probably press it 3 times back to back if you get a Thunder Focus T. Otherwise, you'll just use it when it's off cooldown. You are resetting your Feline, and then you can use that cooldown. You're healing everybody around you. Can I check? So, and this is crazy. So this is all of the healing that happened as a result of my kicks that were not Ancient Teachings. Apparently it doesn't show Ancient Teachings here. You can see that it did 741,000 healing in that window to me. But all of this other healing, Enveloping, I didn't press any of these buttons. Feline, Essence Font, Rising Mist, Gust of Mist. There's a Renewing Mist, but look at that. That's 165k. 165k Gust. 130k Gust, rather. 165k Renewing. 165k Enveloping. I didn't press any of these abilities. I did not press them, right? They're just there. They just happen, right? So, again, and then all of your stuff is back up. We talked about that for 2 seconds, and look, everything's back up again. So you can just do the rotation again. Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, you got to reset on Feline. You can press Rising Sun Kick. You got to proc Rising Sun Kick so you can press it again. You got to proc Rising Sun Kick so you can press it again. Then you got the Feline. You have Enveloping that you can cast at any time. You have Cocoon is going to be back on cooldown. Okay, so let's say you get stunned. Now you press Revival. If everybody's dying around you, you can get the proc Essence Font from your Thunder Focus because it makes it cast way more, and then it resets that Ancient Teachings buff. Remember, you got to always keep that up. So if somehow you're not getting those Feline procs, although you can see how frequently they proc, here's the other way to get it. Watch this. 12, 11, 10, press. 14, right? So that is Punch Monk. You punch and it heals. It heals everybody with everything. It heals them with Renewing, Enveloping, Ancient Teachings, Overflowing Mists, Life Cocoon, Gust of Mist from your Chi-Ji healing itself. Wow. There you go. I explained the utility of ROP. You can go for Parasweeps on healers into a Song of Chi-Ji. That's how that works. Throws out. CC's anybody in line. Boom. Got him. I just won us the game. Congratulations, me. Great job, me. You're welcome. You have huge defensives like Fort Brew and Dampen and Diffuse Magic against magic users. You should go for triple sweeps when you can. Just throw it out and watch DRs. You should kick casters and healers when you can. You should ROP those defensives that I talked about. You should para healers and not kill target because you have plenty of stops for the kill target. And using para on a DPS on a kill target might end up overlapping para with their kick, which gives them precog, which is terrible. Para the healer. Song the healer. Sweep double DPS. use your defensives appropriately, and punch and kick people to success. This is everything you could possibly... I swear to God, you play this for 12 minutes, you'll be 2,700 too. This is crazy how doable this is. I'll be streaming it some more if you guys want to see it in action. Trying to actually try and push 3K, 31 even on this spec. Hilarious that that's even possible, but that's the power of Punch Monk. So thank you guys for caring about this. I hope this was able to help in some way, and I will see you in the next video.